Hello and welcome to the Futro Hidden Movie Gems podcast. I am your host, Ty Spiker Christensen. Citizens? Are you effing kidding me? Look at this guy. Spell citizens.
What do you effing?
We've got...
That's not how you spell citizens.
And we've got Jordan Christensen on the podcast.
Fireman, freaking...
Go climb up a tree and
What a
save a
bunch of-
cat, you friggin'... We've got Cameron Mickle on the pod.
Give me back my identity, you two-faced.
Jeez. With a hard F.
You need to see somebody about that.
You need to see somebody, man. You gotta talk to somebody. Guys, today we're discussing The
You want some
Departed.
Coke?
Yeah, what is that scene?
Dude, what is that scene? That is by far the weirdest scene.
His eyes.
That is not... Yeah, he's just like...
That was
like, I guess
pure
that's his
Jack
coked out
Nicholson.
eyes.
It was leftovers. It was leftovers from The Shining.
Leftovers from The Shining, dude. Amen. Guys, we're talking The Departed. That's my only attempt at doing a Boston accent, except when I'm quoting the movie, The Departed. We're talking about 2006 Martin Scorsese's film. Holy crap. And this movie stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg, Martin Sheen, Ray Winstone, Anthony Anderson, Alec Baldwin. Need I say more? Vera Farmiga? I think of her as Ed and Lorraine Warren. Lorraine Warren, right? From the Conjuring series or whatever. So
Yeah, she's also in Running Scared. Dude, I thought she was such a babe in Running Scared in this one.
Running Scared? Interesting. I haven't seen that. I'm interested to check it out.
Yeah, I mentioned Running Scared, and then Ty's like, and then Ty's friend.
Bryce is like, yeah.
Ty's
Bryce
like,
mentioned
oh,
it.
now
I'm
I'm
like,
interested.
Oh, yeah, now I'm interested. No, I've just never heard of a movie called Running Scared. Yeah.
I know, just teasing. Running Scared. It stars Paul Walker, and it's way better than any of the Fast and Furious movies.
I remember telling myself, like, I will never see another movie of Fast and Furious. And I'm, like, in the movie theater watching it with my friends. I'm like, how did we get here? Like, it just always happens. I'm like, they keep taking my money. All right, guys, today, The Departed. To go see Paul Walker. Rest in peace, dude. So sad. Doing what he loved most, driving recklessly. So, guys, we are discussing... too soon?
Dark.
Because I have another joke about Alec Baldwin in this episode. So, guys, we're talking about The Departed. Guys, let's talk about it. What was it like watching this movie the first time and rewatching it for the podcast? I'll start. Watch this movie probably a million times on every watch playlist. Like, I used to watch Mojo. They used to have, like, these top 10 lists. They spoiled the ending of this movie. It doesn't matter. You watch this movie and it blows your fetching mind, just like Leonardo DiCaprio's brains all over the elevator. It blew my mind. It's insane. This movie is so good. And I found out it's in my top 20. I found out, and it's not just recency bias. It was there when I was going through my top 10. I was like, oh, it almost made the cut.
Yeah, it's in my top 20.
It's almost in the top 10, but it's not quite there.
Gotcha.
But my gosh, is it the most rewatchable movie in my top 20 list? For sure. For sure. So rewatching it, love it. And it breaks my heart every single time. Hate to see Leo go, man. Just hate to see it. So
Those flip cell phones? Come on.
no one takes it to you. No one gives it to you. You gotta take it. How about you, Cameron, watching it for the first time and rewatching it for the pod?
Watching for the first time, I watched it with Jordan and Grant, and this movie had everything I'd ever want in a movie. It had amazing cast, and just the fetching dialogue is so
With Dad in
funny.
the other room, and I kept running up and pausing it every time he walked in.
Yeah, I would walk in, and yeah, no, exactly.
Hey, what are you guys watching? You two-faced You're like, oh, just, Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
Yeah, but yeah, oh my gosh. And it was funny. First time watching it, I was telling Jordan, I was like, if Matt Damon doesn't die in this movie, it's an 8 out of 10. And then eventually he gets his braids blown out. I was like, yes!
Dude, the movie's fetching over, dude. The movie's like over at that point.
He's fetching he's going
roll.
grocery
Like,
shopping, and then fetching just...
tries to pet his neighbor's dog, and she's like, get away. Like, everyone hates him. Everyone knows he's a fetching rat. No, he's a mole. What is he? He's not a rat.
I've got this
mole.
rat.
Got this teething, cheese-eating rat.
And then-
Dude, Jack Nicholson, man.
And then watching it for, so I absolutely loved it the first time I watched it. 10 out of 10 was in my top 25. And rewatching it for the pod, I was surprised. Oh, I've watched it actually twice in the past, 3 months. And I was surprised it was just as good, even knowing the plot twist, which was the biggest thing for me. But I always forget that there's the double agent, the second undercover guy. I always forget about him. I'm like, what the fudge? Where did you come from? But yeah, there was a couple things I did notice that I thought was a little funny, but still, it's such a fun movie.
Great. Jordan, how about you? First time watching it and rewatching it for the pod?
First time I watched it on my dad's DVD collection, and I watched it Just out of high school. The first time I watched it, I didn't, because I hadn't seen anything on YouTube and I didn't know the ending, so I actually didn't like it because I was like, this is the most depressing film ever. Like everybody just died.
Everybody died. Everyone, all the famous people
It's
died.
the same thing as No Country for Old Men. Like I was like, this is so depressing. Like why do people like this movie? And now I watch it and I actually love it even more every time. So I think this is such a freaking good movie.
You're a worker. You're a worker. You'll rise fast.
And I just watched this with my wife, and she
He has his own
loved
way.
it. So
He has his own way of grading
Great
people.
movie.
Don't make a character assessment off your first meeting with him. He's actually a really nice guy. I love it. Oh man, guys, let's get into it. 2 of your favorite things from this movie. I will start. This movie is a ride. This movie is a roller coaster. Whoever edited this film blows my mind. There are so many quick cuts that hold up today because when you're trying to build a moment of suspense, there's really great moments of silence. My favorite when they answers the phone. He's like, you're calling on a dead guy's phone. I don't know why. It's so good. The flip phones are great. The sound they make, I think it ages really well because it's like a snapshot in time. This late
In the alleyway.
2000s.
Gosh, the loudest cell phone of all time.
Yeah, it just gives them away, right? No one silences their phone. Like, it's called silence. Like, keep it on vibrate. You'll feel it. You don't need to have everyone know that you're getting a call, dude. But yeah, the pacing and the editing are my 2 favorite things from this movie. This movie is a ride. It never lets up. I tried to watch this movie and stop watching it. I watched it all the way through. Stayed up till 2 a.m. I'm like, I'm just gonna watch half of it tonight and watch the other half. Watched the whole thing. Could not stop. I love this movie. One scene leads to another. Every line of dialogue is so great. So anyway. The pacing and the editing, 2 top favorite things. Cameron, how about you? 2 of your favorite things from this movie?
For me, the number one's the characters. It's like even better than a Coen Brothers film where it just like every scene Mark Wahlberg.
Patriot Act. Patriot Act.
Every single scene Mark Wahlberg and Alec Baldwin are in, I'm just laughing.
Oh my
like
gosh.
they're both just. There's such a necessary comic relief, and it's kind of a crude comic relief, which I feel like it fits in really well. Versus a lot of times, like comic reliefs are kind of like out of pace with the film. But that's what I love is they're just the comic relief, like in their Boston version of comic relief, where he's like,
Cameron, without giving me too many details. Cameron, without giving me too many details, do you have a man inside with Costello? Maybe not. Maybe go fudge yourself.
Yeah. I love the part. He's like, "How you been?" He's like, "I'm great. It's been whatever." He's like, "How's your mom?" "Great. She's."
Yeah.
Like, what is happening right now?
Mark, dude, he's my favorite. He's
funky
probably
bunch.
one of my
this
favorite
is
parts
definitely
of
his
this
best role. It has to be.
Yes.
Yeah, this and
Oh my
I think
gosh.
Other Guys. Is
He's
another
the
great
same
one.
as the other guys.
Yeah.
This is his other guy's performance with
Yeah.
Will Ferrell. So it's like if he wasn't working
But the
with Martin
PG-13
Sheen,
version of it.
exactly.
I love it when he's like talking.
I
about,
think you're a fake cop.
I love it when
Did you like even when he said the other guys? He's like, "Who am I?" I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you
you're
must,
the other. Yeah, you must be the other guy.
You must be the other guys. Yeah, I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy.
I love it too when like when he's talking to Leo and he's like, "You guys," he's like, "Yeah," he's like, "You're really smart. You got 1,500 on the ACT or on the SAT," and he's like, "Whip the effing do." He just
Lottie freaking.
yeah, Lottie freaking out.
Don't look at him. He's not gonna save you. Oh my gosh, so funny.
So good. So yeah, just the characters, everyone. Leo's so good, and
Oh
Matt
yes,
Damon. Just
giving 110%.
Just manic.
like everyone, like just playing off each other just
Who
so
knew
well.
Matt Damon
But
was like
steady
the
hand.
perfect douchebag? Like,
Oh yeah.
oh my gosh, I've
Yeah.
never hated somebody in my whole life. I'm like, please kill this guy.
Yeah,
Please.
so sleazy.
I know, and he's like the guy that we're always trying to save. In this movie, you're like, he better die. That's very impressive to do, I think.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
So easy to hate. I just want it on the record. I want him commended for. On the record. I want him commended for the medal. Dude, I love when Leo shoots it down. He's like, is that like a
gold
first
star
place
around
award,
here?
a gold star around here? I just want to get my money. I want my identity back. Get me
Yeah.
out of here. So good.
Yeah,
dude.
so I love that. And then for me too, the second one is just kind of going along with the characters is the dialogue. The dialogue is just so I just love the interactions with people and just I feel like it's just very real of
Cameron particularly likes the insults hurled at each other.
it's so funny like that part where he like right after he punches Matt Damon in the face and he's like, "I need those records," and he's like, "Why don't we come down to the garage and I can give them to you?"
Oh my gosh, dude.
So
Ready
good.
to fight, dude. I love how many fist fights there are. Like full on fist fights in the police precinct.
And
Like
Mark
in the
Wahlberg-
boardroom.
Mark
the,
Wahlberg fighting
the steakhouse.
Leo, like just punches him right in the
There's
face.
a lot of them. Yeah, people decking each other all the time.
Why don't we just
Great.
delete your identity, and then you can go back to being a freaking bum? And punches him right in the face.
Jordan, how about you? Two of your favorite things.
Oh, geez. Yeah, you said my favorite, Ty, which is the pacing and camera work. I mean, it goes along with Goodfellas and all his films.
Camera work. I didn't even think about camera work, but yeah, the swings, right? There's this scene, one after another, they swing on Mark Wahlberg, and then they swing on Alec Baldwin. It's very, like zoom in. I don't know why I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
great.
Martin Scorsese just has so much style. Like, I love everything he does. I'll watch it all. I mean, he has such a long film history, though. I haven't gone through every single one of his movies yet, but I'm excited to finish them. But he just, I feel like he does restrain himself in some of his films. Like Silence, I don't feel like has as much of his style. And obviously he's going for a different tone. But that's why this one, the pacing is so much.
I'm trying to imagine
fun.
I'm trying to imagine Silence shot like this, opera house and cocaine being thrown at something like that. Jeez, like very different tonally, you might argue. So
yeah, good point. Well, and yeah, that's really, now that I think about it, yeah, the pacing in this one, it does work like perfectly because they're all on drugs. Well, not all on drugs, but just what's his name is. I'm thinking of Wolf of Wall Street.
They're all on
Jordan Belfort cutting open pillows.
at least
to
that we
start
know
cooking.
of. Yeah, it seems that Nicholson's the only one that takes drugs in this.
Leo's got to be on something like to be. Part
Yeah,
of the game.
Well, yeah,
2
he's
pills.
taking
Two.
Why don't you just give me a revolver and I just blow my fetching brains out? Huh?
Oh, and then, I mean, I guess that gets into, speaking of like her, and I just love, the character dynamic between all of them. Like, there is such an amazing dynamic between when Matt Damon comes in so smooth. Like, I don't think you can get more smooth than how he acts with the girl in the elevator. And he's like, I'll kill
Maybe you
somebody.
shoot
that
someone on
gets
the
me in a
first
room
step.
with
Maybe
you.
I'll freaking stab
I'll
somebody.
stab someone with an ice pick on the freaking heart if it means I get a dinner with you. It's great.
And he's holding the elevator, like, and everybody's waiting. And,
Yeah.
it's just, like,
Yeah, it's like they're charming Damon, and like at that moment, you're kind of like, he's not the worst. He was just a little kid that kind of, you're like, oh, like he's working with the bad guys. Oh,
What,
Maybe
like
he
a
could
son?
be redeemable. What, like a son? Oh my gosh, dude. Oh man,
This. I'm like, what?
you shut your freaking mouth. And she's like, no, and he's like ready to murder her, dude. Oh my gosh.
it kind of has a time period. It feels not necessarily like a period piece, but it's the same with Goodfellas. You go back and watch that, and it just feels very like it's very good, and I still love it, enjoy it. But it also feels like it's of that era, like the way people dress and
Also, I feel like it's one of those hard things to, like, obviously it's going to come with any, but I feel like it's too intricate of a story to not have some logical, like, flaws where it's like, okay, like, for example, like having another inside man that Matt Damon didn't know about. It's like, is there any benefit of Matt Damon not knowing that there's another inside man? It's like, I know it's cool for the reveal.
well,
but
I
it's
think
like,
that's because of Jack Nicholson's character. It kind of makes sense because he is like
He's an FBI informant.
yeah, and he has so many, I think, people. He's just like, he doesn't even trust Matt Damon. You know, he's got another guy
guess,
in there as well.
You going? What does he say? You going soft on me now, or you cracking? What does he say? Yeah, he's like, I never crack, or whatever. Yeah,
I'm doing what I do best. I lie.
I lie, dude. So good, dude. So
And I'm
great.
pretty good at that.
I didn't understand
good
why
at
she
that.
didn't turn him in. I guess she didn't really know the context of who he was talking to.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy too, Cameron. I
Well,
wanted
she
to talk
gave
about
it to
that.
who
Like,
he said to give it to, which was Mark Wahlberg.
Give it to Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, that's what
He said, I'm sure he said in the letter, like, this is what I need, give it to him.
Yes, give it to what's
Dunham?
Dickman.
That
Dickman.
scowl
Dickman.
she gives
Dickman.
him with the crossed arm.
I was afraid he was going to kill her. I'm like, oh, shoot,
Yeah.
she knows. Like,
Luckily,
Nah, dude, he couldn't lift a finger to hurt her.
because of what?
Or
She's
to-
pregnant? Because
Is
he
he,
had...
or is he? What is Matt Damon's deal in this movie? She's a beautiful woman. He's just saying, is he because Jack Nicholson kind of teases him in the theater? He's like, what? He's just, he's like, turns around with the freaking. He's like, what are you? I'm just saying, he makes a dig at
no,
him.
he's definitely making she said guys make too much big of a deal of it. On the
She said to make too much of a big deal of it, and she's like, it's really. She's, it's really. I was like, David. It's working.
Working overtime, yeah.
Happy to hear it. Baldwin
Getting married
character,
really
dude.
helps you get ahead
Happened
in
here.
life. Lets people know you're not
makes you seem stable. Yeah, lets people know you're not stable.
Like if women see the ring, because it lets them know you have a little
someone
bit of
can
cash.
stand the guy. He's
A
got
little
some
cash,
cash
yeah.
and he's got a straight head. Yeah,
Somebody can stand the side of him.
somebody can stand the son of a bee. Oh my gosh, dude, that was so funny, dude. Oh my word, Baldwin, man.
And honestly,
Bless his heart.
They did such a good job of the juxtaposition of scene to scene of you just see Matt Damon just living his life, and then fetching Leo just like seeing people's heads get just like smashed in, and you just see like Matt Damon
Guys,
moving in with his
I'm gonna say
girlfriend.
my joke. I'm gonna say my joke now. I'm just so relieved that Alec Baldwin never drew his gun on set, because we never would have gotten this movie, and it's my top 20. Just imagine if this never got released because Alec Baldwin didn't bother to check if his gun was loaded and killed someone on set. Just had to throw
Did
that
he
out
do
there.
that in real life?
Cameron, unfortunately, Alec Baldwin has killed someone. Making a Western, he shot the camera woman. Can you believe it? Just too many women working in Hollywood. He just wasn't happy with it. We have too many women in the workplace, he said, and he shot her, and he's like, more men. He said, make me a sandwich, actually, was the last line he said before he pulled the gun.
Is that why does he not get work anymore because of that or something?
No, dude, you should hear. It's wild. They asked him, do you feel any guilt? He said no. Did not hesitate. He said no. He's like, it's not my job to check the gun. I am an actor. He's like, I've been handed many prop guns on set, and they're like, well, okay. So he's like, it's not my fault.
That's a
I was
valid
just
point,
shocked.
but at the
He
same
has, like,
time, feeling no guilt is kind of
He's
scary.
killed someone. He's straight up killed someone. I don't know too many people that have killed someone that straight up was like, I feel no guilt. Like, I would at least be like,
Maybe
I know I'm not guilty, but I feel terrible about what happened. That's very easy to say.
Who was the guy in Vice? Not the president, but the guy that shot the guy. What was his name?
In Vice? Wait, I don't remember. Oh, wait. The
Dick
movie
Cheney.
Vice with Dick Cheney, yeah. Freaking Christian Bale, yeah. There's no remorse. Just psychotic, dude. That's Baldwin,
He
dude.
never apologized.
Love it. Anyway, that was my terrible joke. I was just going to say, I'm so glad this movie got released, because if he killed someone on set, Baldwin, just, holster your weapons, sir, forever, for the sake of everybody.
Like the Crow. You literally see
Yeah.
him die on set. Crazy.
Well, at least the incident that led to his death. I don't know if he died there.
Yeah,
Wasn't he rushed to
well-
the hospital? But, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you get him shot. Yeah, it's crazy. That's horrific. And it's like, hey, it's what he would have wanted. And in the end, I don't know how good of an actor that Baldwin would be placed in the Wild West. I don't know if it was believable or not, but I love Westerns. You guys know me, so would love to see it. He was pointing right at the camera. It sounds like a cool movie. Just saying, now he never gets released because some women died on set. What a great travesty. Make the movie, still release it. I don't know. It's never going to come out now. Now we're never going to see Baldwin acting in a Western.
Ty, you're sexist.
Bring it on, dude. I don't care if he shot a cameraman. See?
Oh, I know.
That's
I'm
my
joking,
point.
I'm
They
joking.
released Crow. They released other movies where men die on set all the time. Ben-Hur, that guy got trampled
Or
by
yeah,
like, a
how
horse.
many stuntmen die all the time?
Yeah,
in
after,
movies?
after watching
And
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Injured.
stuntmen are the real hero of Hollywood.
That's right, dude.
Yeah.
They're the backbone of the industry.
Them and their pit bulls.
Oh, man. Guys, Departed. The Departed. I love the accents in this movie. There's so many quotes in this movie. So we've all shared at least our favorite things. Just go into our favorite scenes.
Do you think it would get released if he just apologized or something, or took responsibility?
The movie? No, there's like a pending lawsuit from the
Oh, sorry,
the
we don't
woman
need to
they
talk about
had
this.
that reloaded the guns. Okay, it doesn't matter, but it was a woman. She was the one handling the guns. Place it in his hands. They would use these guns for target practice, like offset, and then like,
Wait,
ready to roll. He's like, give him the gun.
So the
He's
girl
like, okay,
that was
boom.
so the girl that was shot was a girl. I mean,
Well,
the
it
girl
was a
that gave
camera
him
woman.
the person
The
that gave him
girl
the
that
gun
shot
was a
was a
girl.
Unfortunately, it was the camera woman. Yeah, it was a camera woman. That's like ready action, sitting with the woman director. They're both sitting right in front of this.
So they're
Alec
blaming Baldwin
He's pointing
for
right at
a
the
girl
camera.
handing him a loaded gun.
Yeah, see, there's a lot of problems here, guys.
Oh,
This equality thing is going to kill off all the actors, or at least jail
Maybe
them.
she did it on
he's gonna get off
purpose.
scot-free.
She's like,
he's going to get off
"Here, take
scot-free.
this."
He's so powerful, he'll get off scot-free, dude.
Where do they come have loaded real guns? Like, who handed
I know.
them that? I want to
A
know.
woman. That's all I know. There's a woman that handed him the gun. So, and she's responsible. Our great actor Alec Baldwin could never be jailed. How dare they? I still don't know why they don't use the orange tip fake guns and then just be like, hey, fix this in CGI, man. You do everything else in CGI. Just saying. Like, it's just so funny that all these actors are pushing for, like, gun... not to get political. They're always pushing for gun, like, rights to be restricted and everything. I'm like, you're the one murdering people, okay? I don't want to hear what you have to say about politics. You've clearly never handled the firearm. That's all I'm going to say about it. So, makes me laugh. I'm like, Alec Baldwin probably wishes that they were stricter The right to bear arms never applied to him because he's like, he feels no shame about killing this woman. It's a bit, watch the interview. They asked him and he's like, do you feel any guilt? He's like, no. He didn't even hesitate. He's like, no, I don't feel guilty. And like, I don't know if that was what he was advised by his lawyer. That's just crazy to me. Anyway, I'm glad we went off on that side.
Well, because then he assumes
but,
the responsibility. I don't know.
Right,
Anyways.
but like I said, you can still be like, it's a travesty what happened. It's just like, no, I'm not guilty. It's not my fault. He's just as cold as he is at The Departed.
He's been in Hollywood too long.
He's like,
you're not taking my money.
I got it in my hand and I used it. It's not my fault.
He's saying, you're not taking my money, Hollywood.
As an actor, someone put a noose in my hand and I strangled somebody to death. It's like, oh, I thought it was a prop noose. Like,
wow,
what a crazy
that's crazy.
person. What a crazy person. That's my point. Anyway, crazy person. Only a manic person like that could have been Baldwin's part. There's a scene where he literally puts his face into a bowl of ice on his desk. Like, what is with this guy? It's so great. So funny.
Working
Are
hard.
you a health freak?
Oh, guys, The Departed. I keep saying it that way. The Departed. It's too hard to not say The Departed. Departed. It's just easier.
What was the name of The Departed?
The Departed. The Dearly Departed. Yeah. I love the scene where they're going through the police academy. You have Leonardo DiCaprio talking to his friend. He's like, hey, man, my girl says that when I pass the academy, I or whatever. And he's like, your mother sounds like an incredible woman. Why is that so funny? I love that. And then there's a scene where he's describing a bullet that mushrooms in the brain. And he's like, it will go to like 9-10 particles in the brain and scatter. It made me think of Nick Frost in Hot Fuzz. He's like, is it true? Is there a place in a man's head where if you shoot it, it will blow up? I don't know. It made me think of that. Love that, dude. But any other scenes that you guys loved or quotes?
Oh, try any scene. Like when they answer the phone, like if you watch Every Frame of Painting, he talks about how he actually decides to not use music, whereas in the foreign version that this is based off of, uses music, really intense music. So it's powerful. Like when he answers that for the first time and he's just on the other end, and then Leonardo DiCaprio hangs up, it's just so intense.
And then he packs all of his bags, and then he fetching goes back to the phone, like, I'm ready to bounce. It reminds me of Heat. You can't do anything that you can't walk away from like 30 seconds. If you see the heat around the corner. That's what I thought of. I'm just like, dude, holy shit.
When you see heat around the corner, man.
Yeah, because he doesn't know. I need that, his informant. No, you want?
You want those.
You want to see it. Yeah. I love it. I love I can't remember what Leo says, but he quotes something and he's like, what is that? Who said that? And he's like, Hawthorne. What's the matter? You don't know any fetching Shakespeare? He's like never impressed. Mark Wahlberg is never impressed with Leo's character. I love it.
That ever exists. And he'd be like,
yes. Yep. It's so funny, dude. Oh my gosh.
And
Then he smashes the glass on his face. He just goes ham on him. He goes like, hey, listen. I am the guy that tells you who you can hit and who you can't hit. Just so happens, he's almost a guy you can't hit. And I'm telling you right now, you can't hit him. And then he gets back up and he's like, what? Huh? And he starts punching, like starts wailing. Mr. French just starts wailing on him. I love that. Like, he can punch him, but you can't. I love that. I'm a sailor and I lost my leg. I don't know why that song keeps playing. I love it, dude. I want to be like the accordion or whatever.
And then it goes back to that song after that scene.
Yeah, it plays the song again later for the rest of the academy graduation. And then they also played at the very end when he's like, lose the fetching tail. He's losing his fetching mind. Just get the cops off of us. I love that, dude. Music stops instantly. It's so funny.
I love when he's making Jack Nicholson's making the deal with the Chinese. Here in America, this country. He's just pointing.
automatics.
I love it. Fake chips, dude. The Chinese, man, how dare they? Maybe they changed it in the worldwide. Maybe, Martin Scorsese edited it to be like Taiwan, cheated the Chinese. I don't know. Like, how does a movie like this get made? Chinese never do anything wrong. You should know better by now. Looking at you, Disney. NBA.
I love the one quote where Frank's in the bar or whatever. He's like, who let this IRA in my bar? And he's like, I'm only kidding. How's your mother? He's like, oh, I'm afraid she's on her way out. He's like, we all are. Act accordingly.
Act accordingly. I love that too. It's so great when he's just like, you make one more drug deal with that deadbeat cop magnet cousin of yours, I'll forget that your grandmother was so nice to me. I don't know. I love that line. Like, Mr. French really sells it in this movie. I'm like, he's a great right-hand man. He's insane. He literally, like, blows his head off. Like, with a cops appear. He's like, I bet he shoots himself through the head.
Well, he's on
like,
fire. He didn't want to die, burn alive.
just saying.
I would
just
shoot myself in
saying.
that position. No, dude, I think
I don't know
think
if I would.
I just think it's so cool.
Ty's like, I would just burn alive.
Oh, man, I would have gotten out of the car. I'm saying he hit the rear. He still could have gotten out of the
he
car.
got shot in the chest, so he's definitely gonna bleed out
He got
regardless.
shot once. Yeah, the cops would save him. I guess he doesn't want to be on the inside, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not going back.
No, and I think the message is super cool because I feel like it kind of shows like
The message? Sorry.
no, like you don't.
What is the message?
I feel like it's talking about like what you want to do with your life because you don't have to be a product of your surroundings. Because like Leo could have really easily.
I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me.
Well, I just think it's cool because he talks about like you see Leo and Matt Damon having similar backgrounds, but then that's what he says. Do you want to be a guy who pretends to be he's a cop, or like to look like a cop, or do you want to be a cop? Because lots of guys want to appear as a cop.
Ultimately, this movie is a bromance about Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio finding each other against all odds. It's a beautiful movie.
Through the same woman.
There's sweet reunion at the end. Yep, lots of blows being had. It's crazy. This movie's insane. I love it. The lines.
The first couple times, I didn't even realize the whole, like, Jack Nicholson is an informant, like, also. Because that is a twist that they mention, but, like, for some reason, it just doesn't register in my brain because there's
same.
so many twists and turns. I'm just like, I don't know.
One of my favorite quotes, too, is when the guy gets shot on the couch. And I don't remember. I think he's like, they said this shot's supposed to kick in, man. It's not kicking in.
It's not kicking in. I feel it. It effing hurts. Oh, man, I was high. You said he was an effing. Say what you just said to me. Oh, man, I was high. Don't listen to what I'm saying. I love it, dude. I love. You guys mentioned contrast between Leo and Matt Damon. There's like the great scenes where like Matt Damon's life is going so good. He gets the new apartment. It looks awesome, which, a funny joke by the realtor, by the way. He's like, the fridge comes with an alarm in case you have an eating disorder. Bad joke. I don't know why I love that. I just thought that was really funny. But then he's like, just give me the papers. He's like, it's a big space. You have a co-renter? He's like, I have a co-signer. Just give me the paperwork. He's like such a to his realtor. Like, I was like, I don't know where he hated him so much. And he's like, because he couldn't afford it. Or he's like, it's just you living in a big space.
Well, yeah, because he felt insulted. Well, he felt insulted that like he maybe couldn't afford it.
Right.
Because
right.
he's like, you're a police officer.
You're on a cop salary. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, you're on a cop's salary. You deadbeat statey. Just, I love it. And he said it. He's like, this is America. Make more money. If you can't make more money, you're a douchebag. I love that line. I don't know. I thought that was really funny. And then they go to a store and he's like, hey, man, don't make me come down here. You don't want, you see this guy over here? He'd love to come behind this counter and squash your head.
yes. Oh, that's the whole scene when Leo starts kicking the crap out of
threats.
them. So
Starts
good.
stabbing him with the coat hanger.
That song, the No 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 song comes on. The what's that song called? The Nobody. I don't know what it's called. That song. No.
Apartment
no,
319,
no.
right, Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan. What is that song? Anyway, goes on and he's smashing with a coat hanger. It's insane. It's wild. But I'm like, that song, I don't know why. It never works for me in that
I
scene,
love when
but-
he's talking to, so Matt Damon's talking to, oh my gosh, not Nicolas Cage.
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, thank you.
Nicolas
and he's
Cage.
outside, and he's like, do you like Mrs. And I just love when he's on the phone. He's like, whispers. He's like, yes.
Yes.
So conceited.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I like it. Yeah, what a freak, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh my word. Oh, so good, dude.
Yeah, and
Alec Baldwin.
and like the scene when like Jordan was talking about how smooth he is with the girl, and he's like, I don't need the card. I'm a detective. He's like, I'm just kidding. I need the card. Give me that. This is case.
Oh my gosh, guys, I just had to read my notes because I actually forgot about this. This is a terrible joke, but Alec Baldwin beating the camera guy, the special ops guy that set up the cameras, it makes the murder of the camera woman he shot more believable. That's terrible. I can't believe I wrote that. That's terrible. I said, oh my gosh. It's terrible. Anyway. I can't tell who's a cop. I'm like working it out. It's good material. Just give it a
I
second,
love that
you know?
scene when he's just like,
Hey,
when Alec
you know
Baldwin
what?
just loses it on him and starts punching him.
You set up the cameras. You threw this mission.
Ty, did that not remind you of, what's the Jim Cummings and the Wolf?
Oh, the
Wolf of Snow Hollow?
Wolf of Snow Hollow.
Thank you. I was about to say the Wolf Among Us, but it's the Wolf of Snow Hollow. The scene when he because the guy yells over to the news reporters, and then he takes him to the side and starts choking him.
Yeah. You know what? I thought it was kind of
Stop
similar
talking
to
to
the
the press.
Heat scene when the guy sits down with his AK or his AR-15 and it hits the.
I forgot to mention that
hits the. Oh yeah, and
Dude,
that was
I
the
thought- I
worst,
thought
dude.
he was
I
about
thought
to beat
Pacino
the
was gonna have a great
shiz
scene where he
out of him.
freaked out at. Yeah, I was waiting for that. He
Tight.
did. He just
That
gave up.
happened
I was like,
again in Insomnia. He seems to be working with all these incompetent cops. I love
inept
it.
cops.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
poor Al
when he
Pacino.
accidentally hits the microphone
And he needs to get retribution for that. They need a scene where he's like, "You bitchin' losing your job. You just lost me the biggest, bust of all time."
Yeah, the same energy level of she's got her great, she got her head way off it.
Oh yeah. That's funny. I always forget that that's Ashley Judd, and that was why I was like, "Oh, that's Ashley Judd's character." I don't know her from anything else. What do I know her from? But I see her, and I'm like, "Oh, it looks like the girl Hilary Swank." I always think I get her and Hilary Swank confused all the time. I always think that's the $1 Million Baby, but it's not the $1 Million Baby. Love Cameron, just low key when you said the shock where he gets shot in the kneecap. He's like, "I thought I'd go into shock, but I'm not. I feel everything. It bitchin' hurts." That's a great scene, dude.
Like
And
that
then
actor, he gets 3 seconds to shine, and he freaking shines.
He's going for it, right? There's another great scene. I love the two mobsters outside the diner when they're like, "You can't tell who's a cop." He's like, "Yeah, it's the fellas that aren't paying attention to us." See that
Seems
guy
to be all
over there?
pretty
Yeah, he's a
women.
cop.
All pretty women are cops.
All pretty women are cops, man.
Cop.
Oh, and then he's like, "Yeah, she must be the freaking commissioner."
Yeah, the police
He's the
commissioner.
police commissioner.
No, and I love it too because right when Leo walks out, he's like, "You're a cop."
Hey,
And
you're a
like-
cop, and you're just like, "What?" Yeah,
And
it's
he's like,
terrifying.
"Oh, we're saying everybody," and you're like,
We're saying the fellas aren't paying attention to us are
Wait,
cops.
so
there's
that guy,
many-
when he grabbed him and said, he's like,
Yes,
ask me
I gave
why.
you the wrong address.
And he's like, but then he's like, ask me why I didn't say anything. Is that because he is undercover cop?
They did say
Oh.
that they said that just to think that he wasn't the rat, but he might.
I think he
have been.
was an undercover cop because he said, "Ask me why I didn't tell anybody that you went to the right address
See,
when it was the wrong one."
I thought he just
Right before he died, Ty. The last words.
I think the guy
I
maybe just
remember
figured
him
it out.
saying-
What's called because I thought it was kind of cheesy. I'm like, oh, he died, but see, and then rewatching, I'm like, oh, he died because of the exertion of grabbing him, and he probably like filled his lungs up with blood or whatever. but yeah, I like that better because I feel like that makes more sense. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, why didn't he tell everyone?
It was he said 314 on the phone, but it was 344. And it's fair too that he's like, "I remember that I gave you the wrong address." I don't know, that whole thing where it's like, "I remember I gave you the wrong address." Was he just trying to figure out if he was fake, or he like accidentally said the wrong address and then thought about it, I guess?
And the one thing I just didn't understand is I didn't understand why Leo was like freaking out about giving away his social security and his like bank accounts. Is because like he didn't have a fake identity. He was pretending to be himself. He was just pretending to be a bad version of himself. So I don't understand why he was so weird and like why he dipped at that scene. That was the only thing I didn't understand. I'm like, why are you being so
as I
weird?
understand it, Matt Damon runs his number and says no file found though. So it's a fake identity, and he ends up pinning it on.
He checked out.
Right. So he would have found out that Costigan did exist, though, right? That's the problem. So isn't that why he was worried? Because he switches his envelope with the other guy, doesn't he?
It makes him look more suspicious.
I think he was, was he trying to prove himself? Because he was like, because again, he freaks out at that moment. He goes out and he's like, "Hey, you got to get a tail." I think my suspicion is that, like, one, right before that scene, he was worried. Like, there's a scene where he's wearing a wire and then he sees Jack Nicholson pull out a severed hand and he's like playing with it, pulls off the finger, the ring finger off, and he's like, "I thought it was nice that you asked him which hand he wore." He said, I don't know. I thought that was funny. But like, he has like this severed hand, and he's like messing with it when he's eating dinner, and then Jack Nicholson also swats a bug and eats it. Like, he's disgusting. He's crazy in this movie. This absolutely disgusting. But what I thought was really interesting was the idea
Same guy
that
from Good Burger.
spats, dude, eats the bug off the disgusting. But the oh man, now I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Gary. Reference of Good Burger. Doesn't matter. I don't remember what I was saying. But yeah, just the nitpick as far as why he cared that they were looking into Social Security. There were a few times where he takes off the wire and he's like, "No, I refuse to wear a wire. Like, if they catch me, they're going to disembody me, dismember me, throw my remains into the ocean or in the marsh. When I tell you to dump a body in the marsh, I expect you to throw the body in the marsh." How was I supposed to expect? The guy was in 3 feet of mud. What's a big fetching dog? Who walks their dog in 3 feet of mud, huh? And he's like, "Don't laugh. This ain't reality TV."
I love that one.
Dude, Nicholson, man, he's off the head. That guy that he's yelling at, by the way, he's in Harry Potter, the 7th one. He's one of the people that he's the one that Daniel Radcliffe turns into when they go into the Ministry of Magic. How weird is that?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Just really obscure. That's like the only two movies I know him from. So
The one line I thought was really funny when he's like, "You don't have any cats." I like that. I was like, okay, I guess that's flirting.
oh man, yeah. Okay, so are we to assume that that's Leo's baby as well? Because if he's or could he still get her pregnant? I don't know. I have a question about that. Is that Leo's baby?
Oh,
I
good
didn't
point.
even
It is
think about
Leo's
that.
baby. My
Is
wife
it, though?
pointed that out. She's like, they purposely put. Why else would they have put that in the movie? The fact that he has problems and then show that she Leonardo DiCaprio. It's
So
totally.
wouldn't Matt Damon
Leo's.
be suspicious then, or do they like? Can you still get? How does that work? Would you like to explain to our listeners that thing?
Turkey baster or turkey, baster?
baster. Turkey baster.
That's how people. That's how
Yeah, maybe he's not. Maybe he's a. That's all. You know.
Oh, I don't think so at all. I think it's
I think it
totally
might be
Leo's
Leo's.
kid. I don't
Oh,
see
yeah.
why they would have
Well,
put
yeah.
that detail in there if it wasn't.
Well, no. I understand that he even literally asked like, and what about the baby? And she just walks on. It's like it's not even your baby. Like, who cares?
It's just an interesting detail. It's a possibility.
Yes.
I'm not saying that.
Here's not a
Matt
possibility.
Never,
but a
I
girl
don't think that.
so far
I'm just saying
along
it's an
pregnant
interesting
as
detail.
she was like barely pregnant, and then she's like, "Here's an ultrasound, and here's this little blip right there. That's his. It's a boy." One, you're not that short along pregnancy to know the gender of the baby. Just saying. They wouldn't know if it's boy or girl. Also, I was surprised at the scene in which they decided because it's like
a
he's
year
like,
had gone by. Remember when he's like, "I've been doing this for a year now." Like Leo, time
this
is
movie
kind of
takes-
weird. Yeah.
It's basically like
Yeah.
1 year is kind of how I interpret it. Like
It feels
except
like it's all within just
after
a short time, but
Yeah, like
it,
a
it
week.
happens over the course.
Yeah,
It feels like
a
2 weeks.
It feels like a 2-week operation. No, they do like several scores.
Well,
do,
he goes
like,
to prison, and
investigate-
how much time
Yeah,
passes in
right.
just a couple seconds? Like,
Right, yeah. He literally goes back into prison, comes back out,
Oh, I knew your
serves his
cousin.
sentence.
He was an idiot. No offense. No, I'll take it.
Nothing. Do you know any idea who I am? No. So good, dude. Are you a cop? Smashes his hand. Oh, no! Smashes
I'm not
his
a
hand with his
fucking
little
cop.
mountain climber. Oh, man. Let me see your hand. Smashes on the pool table. The little cast breaks off. Oh, just hurts, dude.
And talk about
Oh my gosh.
the one of my nitpicks I will say is she has to be the worst therapist of all time. Like she like fetching like puts his
Is she the worst?
She puts his file away and then like he like reads her like a book and she's like super off guard and she's just like back to you. And I don't know.
It's funny that you say that. I just figured that DiCaprio was such a weirdo. Like, I mean, he's manic in this movie where he's like, and again, he's on, razor, like any moment he's going to be chopped to bits, right?
Yeah.
So like, he's like, you're watching someone die? My hand?
Steady.
Dead steady. He's such a weirdo. Like, and she's probably like, okay, you're expressing all the behaviors of like addictive drug behavior. So obviously I understand why she's like hesitant to give him prescriptions. And then she's like, here, take it. She's also like, yeah, I just, like I said, I was waiting for the more romance to build, but like, it's so crazy. I'm like, does she really find, then again, you have Matt Damon as a boyfriend. It's like, I guess Leonardo DiCaprio is handsome. You let him in, but
in other words, be careful what you say to your wives. You know, they could just one thing could set them off, and then they're the Leonardo DiCaprios.
yeah.
And then, so all your kids, they're not yours, they're Leo's.
As long as he doesn't use your TV. My wife, but you
Dude.
can't use my TV.
It reminds me of Frank Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's like, are there any more children that I have? Are there any more children I should know about? It's a great scene where he finds out that he's got other kids that aren't even his. And he's been raising and paying them all along. It's so funny.
I love it too when Alec Baldwin, when he's like, most guys don't, he's like, you have an immaculate record. Some guys don't trust an immaculate record. I do. I have an immaculate
I
record.
have an immaculate record.
He's such a cocky.
Oh, I know, dude. It's great. What do you smoke? You don't smoke? What are you, a health freak? Get out of here, you freaking.
F yourself.
Go F yourself.
He says it so quick, he
Oh
doesn't
my
even have a
gosh.
second to respond. He's like,
Oh, I know. Quick talkers, dude. The whole movie is quick talking.
also another nitpick I will say is I'm not sure how Matt Damon could perfectly type text no
Oh,
phones.
Cameron, I
The-
was actually
the block
could do
phone?
that in school.
Yeah,
It-
not gonna
you-
lie, I could too.
With the
On
old
one hand,
phones,
too.
I can
yeah.
barely do it on the iPhone.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
it's hard
iPhone
on
is
the
probably
iPhone.
harder.
It's
Yeah.
actually
High
easier
text,
on
yeah.
those phones, Cameron.
And they were always texting like one word, like just the name of the street
Yeah.
of the address or the
I used
pier,
to be able to
whatever
do
it
that.
was. Yeah. To be fair, there could probably be riddled with spelling errors, Cameron. I do agree with the sense that he might have missed a few. He's like, I hope nobody notices me back here. And they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, you were texting. He's like, no, I was just trying to pretend not to notice you. I was like, I thought you were freaking. Quit And he's like sitting there texting the other cops, dude. I love the chase that they have. There's a great scene where they're running down the alleyway after they leave the theater, and then
He stabs
Matt
him
Damon
instant man.
stabs this poor guy with egg rolls. Yeah, poor guy. And he's like, oh, he's just like dies. The poor guy gets gutted. So sad, dude.
So good.
And then I have a question. So I one nitpick. I didn't understand. Remember when Matt Damon's like, hey, I got to get out of here. This computer's being all bluey on me. And he leaves and goes to the other computer. What is he doing? Because he doesn't delete William Costigan's file. He doesn't delete Leo's file.
Until after
He realizes that he's gone and he sees the citizens folder and he's like, oh, he probably just figured it out.
And if he deleted his file, then how did they know he was a cop and they had like that 21 gun salute thing?
I would assume that the black guy told him. And then Matt
But
Damon
he's
did have a
dead.
moment of honesty. Matt Damon had a moment of honesty, though,
The
because
black
he
guy's
said, I'm
dead,
going to
Ty. He got shot in the
I
face.
understand that, but Matt Damon told the story and said Bill Costigan was the rat. He was the good guy. I commend him for the Medal of Honor. He didn't think it out. They all know the thing. They would have figured all that out. And Mark is piecing it together, and he finally gets a tape from Bill Costigan, and he's like, well, dang it. Like, now we know why that our police...
Or got it from the wife.
Or the wife, yeah, either or. I love that she literally gets this tape from Bill and then was like, okay, I'll keep this. And then he finds out that the guy that she's with gets a tape also from Bill and is like, play me in the cassette. And she's like, okay, like, now I can listen to this. I like that she was privy to that.
Can you believe that?
You know, Queenan...
I was the one he
Yeah.
trusted most, you rat.
Yeah, I would say Martin Sheen, he does a lot too. He's the heart of this movie. It's so sad when he goes. Like, he's like the sweetest guy. He's the only like father figure that Leo has. He's like, why don't you come
The
in?
only
My wife
one who
needs
can
supper. She's
make
asleep.
Mark
It's so
Wahlberg
sad.
tolerable to like be around.
Yeah, and he acts like it's nothing. He like doesn't chastise Mark for anything he says. He's just like, yeah, he just has a way of doing things. We all tolerate it here, you know, because he's good at his job. He's just so sweet. He's so sweet. I think you're a fake cop.
That's
The sound of your urine,
like
hitting the urinal. It sounds feminine.
that's like Alec. I gotta imagine like the Alec Baldwin scenes with him and Mark Wahlberg. Those got to be so hard to keep a straight face. Just
I don't know. Maybe no laughs from Mark because he's like, I'm the best actor of a generation, dude. He believes it, man. That's what I'm saying. My action heroes, I want them to believe it. And Mark Wahlberg, Steven Seagal, those are men. Nick Cage, those are men that believe it. Pacino, those men believe it, like through and through.
oh
I
my
love
gosh,
Pain and
I
Gain.
hate that
The
movie.
Penguin. I haven't seen that one. I'm interested to see
The
it.
Rock.
Not really. I heard.
do.
I remember Jordan liked it or
Jordan
didn't like
loves
it.
it.
Now he likes it. Yeah, he didn't like it.
No, I
now
just
he
felt
likes it.
gross after watching it because they're like grilling a guy's hands on freaking grill. Well, and then when the chain got caught on her hair, it just some of that stuff just grosses me out.
Nice.
We're just talking about like the happening and and Transformers. I'm an inventor. I invent things. Or no,
yeah.
ma'am, we're not.
Yeah. Dude, put him in the right role. Put him with the right director. They can use.
He's
him,
hilarious
you know.
in Daddy's Home.
I love him in that way.
Deepwater Horizon. He's that blue collar. Yeah, he's the blue collar.
He is good at
you know,
Deepwater Horizon.
Just every man
I
working
like
hard.
Deepwater.
Oh man. Any last nitpicks you guys wanted to throw out from this movie? Like I said, what was Matt Damon trying to do? Because he literally says, this computer's not working. He goes to the other one. And also, when he goes to the security camera and realizes he left the theater and is seen at the intersection, he like zooms in on his face. He's not deleting the footage or anything. He's just looking at it, I guess, to see if he can recognize himself. Or recognize Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Because it's DiCaprio.
He's looking at Leo.
Trying to find out who Leo. Okay. I got that. But I still don't understand why he's like, I have to leave this computer and go to the other one. What is he trying to do at that moment? Is he making copies of Bill Costigan? Because he doesn't think to erase it until he's aware of him. So I'm just curious as to why he leaves the one computer, goes to the other. Is there a reason for that? Because he's literally like, he didn't delete him then. And then when he goes back to his office, he comes print up. He goes, okay, let's get you paid. And then he's not there. And then he sees the envelope that's been moved, which again, Leo, bless his heart, like, I don't know how you handle it. Maybe get paid first and then freak out. Like, He's freaking out, but I guess he thought he was going to. Maybe they literally did it so Leo react. One second. Maybe Leo thought that Matt Damon was going to go erase his file when he wasn't. Literally, the computer was just.
Oh no, that's what I thought too.
That means. Is that right? So you think that Leo was getting nervous?
Oh yeah,
freaked out and left.
Every single time I watch it, I always.
But Damon literally looks over his
Damon...
shoulder too. He's like, "Wait, is someone looking at what I'm doing?" Like, it's just a weird scene.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, see, and that's
there was that great scene though where Leo finds out. I love that.
No, and see, and that's and I'm like, oh, Leo, you should have talked to like somebody, but at the same time, like he doesn't
Somebody.
trust anyone. So that's the only reason why I
He
believe.
just needs
why
his
he just
identity
left
back. That's what he
immediately.
needs most of all.
Yeah.
Yes, he needs to get his identity back. He doesn't exist. There are two people, and one of them is dead, and one of them is missing.
And it sucks because nobody fucking saw his face.
Yeah, that know who he is.
Yeah.
That's what's terrifying. Dingnam and Queenan. Digman. It's just incredible. And then Digman showing up for the win at the end, dude, with the little booties on his shoes. I fetching love that scene, dude. Just like, look. He just gets shot right through the face, dude. Just, yeah, not look. Okay. Like, it's like ready to talk or
I
explain
love
himself.
Mark
He just
Wahlberg
gets
doesn't
shot
say a
right through
single
the
thing.
head.
He just blows his brains out. He's just like, I don't have time to mess with you.
Dude, I know. I want to hear him say something, but he's just like, "Oh man, just die already." So good. The little rat running across. It's a symbol. But wait, he's not the rat though. I thought that the rat was Leo. Technically,
They're
he's the
both
rat on
rats.
the others. But he's not rat. Oh, I guess. I thought he's the mole. Don't they call it a mole? Wait, which one's a mole and which one's a rat? Are they both rats? Naked mole rat.
Kim
No,
Possible.
but is it okay? A mole is when you have a good guy going for the bad. Like, okay, real quick.
I don't think it matters.
Work me through this.
I don't think it matters.
Do you guys think they're? I guess they're both rats. I understand what you're
They're
saying, but
both.
isn't like a mole mean like? Isn't that what you say for a cop when you have a guy that's pretending to be bad? So Leo is a
But I'm pretty
mole,
sure you could say we have a mole inside the police force, so I'm pretty sure it goes both
and we
ways.
yeah. Oh yeah. I guess it's whoever team you are. Yeah. You're either a rat or a mole. Team mole or team rat. Which one works better?
Mole
They
rat.
say the word rat a lot in this movie. That's all I'm saying.
Rat.
I got this teething, cheese-eating rat. So good, dude. Nobody could do it like me.
I could do it.
Heavy wears the crown, right? Heavy bears the crown. I could do what you do. Yeah, I could probably do what you do. How many employees do you have disgruntled or whatever? He's like, many, many years, you know. It's not a high-paying job. He's like, I'll just start, you know, what I used to do is just kill everybody that worked for me. And he's like, whoa, don't do that.
Yeah, maybe not
Jeez.
that extreme.
And then he comes into the diner and he's got blood all over his hands and shirt. You're like, how many people is he murdering in the back room, dude? He's just murdering everybody left and right. Yikes. Anyway, this ain't reality TV. He really goes for it, dude. All right, guys. Would you recommend The Departed? It's a heavy yes.
Oh yeah.
Watch it, you freaking everybody. Watch it
Yeah,
out there,
definitely
man.
not for the faint of heart with language.
It's so good. Watch it. Fun for the whole family. You two-faced
You two-faced.
Two-Face. Oh my gosh, dude. I know. I gotta say, I love when Matt Damon is in the elevator. The last thing I'll say is when they're writing down, he goes, I can't wait till you try to explain yourself to the court martial. And then he looks up the elevator. They're like 2 floors down. He goes, just effing kill me. Just kill me. And then he looks around and he's like, I am killing you. Or I am.
No, I am
so
killing you,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, I am,
I am
killing,
killing
you.
you.
Oh, it's so satisfying.
Oh, the elevator opens. The most tragic death. Anyway, it's crazy.
Yeah, and the mofo
Such a
where
good
he's
movie.
like, do you want to look like you're invading Poland every day? That mofo is fetching undercover. I was like, right, get it.
Where's it? I know, dude. Yes, maybe I could do something for you. And then he pretends to be the lawyer to the guy. Anyway, it's crazy. Does all these shady stuff. Bad cop. Why'd you use my phone? Because I went in there. See, now he's an accessory, and he's like, now I have to keep quiet. Yep. And they killed him. Hey, believe me, you don't need me to. Yeah, you're a black guy in Boston. You don't need me to tell you that you're already fudged. You're completely fudged, I think was his word. Yeah. Poor guy, dude. He's great. I love him in Scary Movie 3. He's like the funniest part of Scary Movie 3. We end every movie podcast by sharing movies that we've seen lately. Cameron, how about you? Movies that you've seen lately? Movies you're looking forward to?
Well, you want me to share my thoughts on Heat, Jordo, real quick, or?
Yes. Hit us up with Heat, dude. Hit us up. Give me all you got.
I loved Heat. Super good. I think it's one of Al Pacino's best performances.
Yeah. Well, okay. Godfather is still better than Heat.
I still haven't seen
It's up
Godfather
there.
though. It's on my watch list.
Oh my gosh, Cameron, you call yourself a movie fanatic. You had the Great Awakening. You need to see Godfather.
Don't
1.
even hit me with that. Mr. hasn't seen like half of the stuff that we always talk about. But then, yeah, absolutely love it. The performance. It's a crazy long movie, but I think it's really cool how they focus on the relationships and kind of see like the background where you catch yourself cheering for the bad guys, and I'm like hoping they don't get caught. But then at the same time, you see Al Pacino's life, and you're like, man, this guy's life sucks because he's just a slave to his job.
So, Cameron, are you rooting for De Niro or Pacino more? I'm curious.
Honestly, probably De Niro, sadly. I know I should be
Really?
rooting for
See?
Pacino.
Yeah.
but just like
Yeah.
I want him to get away with it. And Fetching got so greedy because of that psychopath who gave him
Yep.
up. That guy is,
That's right.
dude. Yeah, he deserved those Fetching balls in the head. And then,
Cameron's like, I would have done the same thing. Here's my exit.
dude,
You can get off scot-free
when he-
or go get exact revenge.
No, he should have just Fetching got. Oh, he's so greedy.
I know. It's so bad.
Has the guy from Holes. That's all I can think of him from. He's like, it's been a pleasure, man. He's like, you're scot-free.
Oh, wait, John Voight. Yeah. Think of Mr. Sir. That's so funny that's where your mind goes.
I forgot to mention, I
John
love
Voight.
Robert De Niro's girl's hair. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Jordan loves that hair.
That 90s poofy
Jordan loves that.
ramen noodle hair.
It's the same hair as Beautiful Mind. Jordan's like, oh.
Oh, you're so weird. I don't know.
man.
Jennifer Connelly's hairdo in that one.
Or in Groundhog Day. I love that hair. Oh my gosh.
That's so weird. No, that's weird. the poofy, I don't know what to call it.
Okay, well, anyway, yeah. So I loved Heat. Just overall, such a fun movie. Definitely long, but the amazing that final scene of just all the guns. It feels so real. It's insane, and I just love Robert De Niro's performance as well as Al Pacino's, and so many great quotes in that movie.
I've been watching a bunch of old classic, all really good movies. Already seen them, but I'm just rewatching them all. Invasions of the Body Snatchers.
Wait, which one? Is that the one with Kiefer Sutherland?
Yeah.
Or, Donald Sutherland, rather?
Sutherland, yeah. Yeah, great movie.
It's good.
I rewatched The Wicker Man, not the Nicolas Cage version.
Robert Redford.
Yeah, is it Robert?
Or is it Robert Redford? I thought it was Robert Redford.
No. But anyways, no, it's got the guy from Count Dooku.
Oh, Christopher Reeve, right? Yeah, Christopher Lee. Sorry, not Reeve. He's Saruman, yeah.
Yeah, really good. Also, Don't Look Now, great freaking movie. Rosemary's
Oh, I heard that's the depressing one with the dream, right? I heard that one's sad too with Donald Sutherland, right?
Yeah.
Dude, you're on another Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, he's
Renaissance.
great. And then Rosemary's Baby, wow. Okay, so
Oh,
Don't Look
the movie.
Now and Rosemary's Baby tie. I mean, after watching them, like, oh my gosh, like literally Midsummer is a remake of The Wicker Man. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, a really well done, like, it plays a lot of homage or whatever, however you say it. Homage to that.
It's homogeneity, Jordan.
Rosemary's Baby's totally Hereditary and Don't Look Now.
Interesting.
And then I listened to YMS because I've listened to all his videos and I listened to his freaking recommendation on Martyrs. What have I done, Ty? That is a messed up effing disgusting movie.
Martyrs.
Yikes.
Don't know that I know that one, but don't know if I'll
It
watch
is
it
the
either.
most disturbing movie I think I've ever seen. And next to what's that one we watched, The I Saw the Devil? It's up there with the most disturbing.
Dang.
Yeah, there's like a point where I'm like, look, if some of the movies get formulaic, I'd rather stick to that than be like, wow, this was the most effed up thing I've ever seen. It's like, I don't need it to be depraved.
No,
I just
like
need to care
it
about
was
the
like
characters.
so
Yeah.
well shot, so well acted, like everything is
Right.
perfect, but it's
Right.
the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Right. That's my point. It's like, look, I could see the same story told a few times over as long as I think the characters are engaging. Like, I don't care if it's the same story.
Oh, I thought you'd be interested in it because you're all the time. You're like, I'm so desensitized, nothing bothers me anymore. I'm like,
No, that's not true. That's
Okay.
not what I said. No, that's not what I said. You want me to treat them like white folk? What I said was, I said that yes, all too often the movies can get formulaic and boring. But like, see, I love The Force Awakens. I know everyone's gonna hate me. I know it's a soft reboot of the fourth Jedi movie. What's it called? The
A New
first
Hope.
one? Jedi Star Wars. A New Hope. Thank you. Jeez, no, I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail for that. A New Hope. But I love The
think
Force
it's gonna
Awakens
be
because
for
it was
that?
exciting. Yeah, probably.
I
not
was
for
thinking of
that,
all the other things you said.
yeah, you freaking. I loved The Force Awakens. I was excited in the theater watching it. I was like, this is fun. I don't care if it's a soft reboot. It's entertaining as all get out. It was fun and exciting, nostalgic driven, all that stuff. It was just entertaining. Escapism is a thing still. And I know it doesn't work for some people. And some people it's too formulaic. I talk to friends all the time that hate so much about like certain movies. That's why I do enjoy Bryce's pick because he challenges me. Maybe he can find the beauty in Iron Man 2. Maybe there's beauty to be had and you know the other Star Wars
You're
films.
high.
But anyway.
I already wrapped up on Heat, but definitely would recommend. Slow film, but it's really good. The fight at the end is just unreal. Just the guns, it's so loud. Just like, oh my god.
Bush.
And then I watched Kill Bill Volume 2, which It's still my least favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. And then
Man, you were so messed up in the head.
I'm sorry. It's not my favorite either.
I don't know.
I don't understand what you're talking about. Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 or one movie. It's called The Whole Bloody Affair.
No, but
Yeah.
apparently, like, everybody thinks it's their favorite Quentin movie, and I'm like,
1 and 2 are
Kill
both
Bill 1 and 2
are both my 2 least favorite Quentin movies.
Oh my goodness. Well, you're wrong. I'm so sorry, Kim.
Death Proof is the best.
No, you're high as a kite.
What is your favorite Tarantino? Is it Inglourious?
And
Yeah,
then Django,
Glorious.
and then Pulp Fiction.
And Django and Pulp Fiction. That's surprising. I definitely like.
We know you like
tricky.
Kill
We'll
Bill.
have to rank it. No, I'm just thinking my second favorite. Is it Django?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I watched that, which I would have enjoyed it a lot more if I would have known it as the Manson family, because I didn't understand who the fudge
see,
those
I told
mofos
Ty
were.
that, and he's like, it wouldn't have changed my opinion about the film. And I'm like,
It
And
doesn't.
I really-
you guys,
I
they're
really
in a cult. They
enjoyed
already
it.
mentioned it. Did you not understand it was Manson?
Cameron didn't know that.
No, I'm stupid.
There's a scene where he goes to the Manson ranch. And they figure out who they are.
I'd
You
never
didn't-
heard of the Mansons until.
Oh. Well, yeah, if
watching
you
a
didn't
video.
know who they were,
Yeah.
yeah. I can understand that, Cameron, because you hear the name and you're like, who are these people?
Yeah,
Like, don't
I was
know
like,
the
what a bunch
story.
of random hippies. Okay,
Right.
And I didn't know any of the.
Well, and he didn't
backstory
even
of
know
any
why.
of
What's
the-
her name? Margot Robbie was even
Yeah,
in it.
I'm like, I'm not gonna complain that she's in the movie, but what was her purpose? But I didn't know
Yeah.
that she actually was
She
murdered in real
gets
life,
murdered,
and so that's why the suspense. Because I'm like, I had felt no
Revisionist
suspense.
history, because in the end, the stuntmen can be the heroes. That's Quentin Tarantino, man. Rewrite history and tell truth in history, right? And Glorious, he said that.
He's got a lot of mad respect for stuntmen. They need to get Oscars or something because they don't get enough
Who,
recognition.
Tarantino?
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
he gets plenty of plaudits. I mean, he gets plenty of awards. Let's
yeah.
just say.
No,
Best
that's
director.
not what I was saying. I
he's
said
saying
he-
the stunt doubles.
Oh, the stunt doubles. Yeah, that's
No,
fair.
but yeah,
it's
so-
a love letter to stunt doubles, though.
That was really fun watching. It was so slow, but the wildest finish. Holy.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I just want
Very long
I want to
movie.
watch Jackie Brown possibly, and then maybe Eightful Eight.
Any movies you're looking forward to, Kim? You seeing Jackie Brown and anything else?
Oh, I'm excited for the new Spider-Man
probably-
into the
yeah,
Spider-Verse too.
Yeah,
I
and-
heard
I heard-
the
I saw the
Spider-Verse
trailer.
2 is coming out.
Yeah, and then also
I haven't seen the trailer for
Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man coming out this Thursday. I'm kind of nervous, but we'll see.
Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion. It's either going to be great or it's just going to be
Very meh.
It's just going to be meh. I think it's going to be meh. It really is. Like,
Probably.
there's just no way it's not meh. I'm sorry. Like, I'm so excited for it.
Well, I'm
but
excited for Sam Raimi's Doctor Strange. That I am excited for.
I would love if he goes full horror movie element. You know,
I mean, even if
in
he
a
has
scene
just
or
a bunch
two.
of segments. Like, I loved Oz
Yeah.
the Great and Powerful. I love Spider-Man 2 and 1 and 3. So,
It's still under dispute whether Jordan has always loved Oz and Great and Powerful or if he just changed his his tune on it somewhere along the line. I swear you told me you didn't like that movie.
No.
We fight about this all the time. I did watch The Encounter, I think it's called, with Riz Ahmed, who is the guy in Venom. He was also the drummer in Metal. What was that movie where he's deaf? The Sound of Metal? Sound of Metal. It was really good. That was a really good movie. Encounter was pretty good.
Nightcrawler, isn't that the guy?
Yes, he is the assistant to Jake Gyllenhaal. Opportunity of a lifetime.
I need more money, man.
Could I ask for more money?
Yes.
And then I watched a movie called Shang-Chi. It's that Marvel Kung Fu movie. Have you seen it yet, Cam?
Yeah, man.
Watch the
Entertaining.
bus scene. Favorite bus scene. Both of these. Shang-Chi, I already said my thoughts. I just wanted to ask Cameron if he had seen it. Because you should watch it. Jordan hasn't seen it, and you should go see it. So, and Encounter. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. You should check it out if it seems interesting. It's a alien invasion movie. A lot of bugs in it. Very interesting. So I won't spoil anything about it. So go see it. Encounter. Check it out. Riz Ahmed. If you like Riz Ahmed's work, watch the movie. And that's it. So no other movies. Everybody, this has been Futro Hit Movie Gems. Leave us an email, futuremovies@gmail.com. Leave us a review, 5 stars. Leave us a comment. We loved hearing from you guys. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, social media, Twitter, all the sites. Do we have Twitter actually? I lied.
Yes.
Oh, we do have Twitter. Cool beans. Everybody. All right, guys. It's been Futro Hit Movie Gems signing out. Peace. Go climb up a tree and save a cat, you freaking